Hey all, Rob here. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when future videos are out. And in this post, it's going to be from thatparkplace.com, and it's going to be two articles I'm going to read, and it's going to be both the insider, the writer of the article's viewpoint, and my own commentary. And the topic here is the toy industry expert warns the market is splitting into political divisions. And the other article is insiders say lagging Disney toy sales start search for next big thing. So here we go. From the industry, that studios and merchandise partners are splitting the market along political lines. And this is from a series of leaks by toy industry partners working and have associations with the Disney company. And there are some impressive details, and it's said here that they don't even know what to call it, these people, but they're calling it, for now, the rise of conservative entertainment is being termed with executives inside the industry. Many are, check this word out, bewildered by this new thing and what fits into the conservative entertainment segment of the toy industry. It may surprise you. Here are some toy criteria. Themes like being patriotic, the military and law enforcement portrayed in a positive manner, mostly if not all heterosexual topics, no spotlight on the alphabet issues, you know what that is, marriage and the family unit seen as a positive institution, like kids admiring their parents and parents sacrificing for each other and their kids, communities as unifying, institutions shown as positive, white male role models, and males in general as being manly, positive, women who look good and act feminine and do not act masculine, and the hero archetype is intact, and firearms like guns seen not as inherently bad but shown as a means of protection. Check that out. Let's just stop the article right here. Those 10 points that the article mentions that is being received by the population of America, those are the same 10 points that the liberal left and these woke agendas, alphabet groups, that they hate and that they portray as bad in America. And how many times have we seen it the past decade plus that they keep hammering home themes that are against the top 10 in their TV shows, in their movies, whether it be superheroes or sci-fi. It is always the same 10 points that those who control the entertainment go against us and hammer home their viewpoint. And check this out. Let's go. Top 10. I'm going to read it. Patriotic. They always portray America as bad in movies. That's what Hollywood likes to do. That it's not sincere, that, there's a dark side, that there cannot be just patriotic, uplifting, good heroes and movies without some undertone to cut it down. 2. Military and law enforcement portrayed positively. How many times in movies do we see cops on the take? The cops are really the bad guys. The military is portrayed as the bad guys. When have you seen it portrayed as a positive without a dark element to it? Number 3 and number 4, mostly if not all heterosexual and not the alphabet issues. You know what, those alphabet issues, they're not over like the media is pushing it. That's a whole topic. You could have a separate category, separate movies, separate TV shows for that. And that's fine, okay? No problem with that. But they're trying to push that agenda in all the regular movies and in every category. And it's like, no, if you have your own thing separate for it, okay, fine. But you want to push all that stuff and just try to streamline it as it's indoctrination. That's what it is. That we have got to the point with these alphabet issues that you cannot go a week, much less a day. Maybe you could go a few days at most, but you can't go a week without some media, entertainment, news, social media, without something talking about this, okay? Marriage and the family unit seen as positive, and kids admiring their parents, and parents sacrificing for each other and their kids. How many times have we seen the parents, usually the male role model, is weak, he's not manly, the kids don't respect him, or the wife doesn't respect him. The kids are bad. The kids are troublemakers. There is no close, cohesive family unit. Is bad, but usually it's the guy, or the kids are real bad, or there's some type of conflict and they're never getting along. And this is what they always push into movies, Hollywood, right? Community seen as unifying institutions as positive. Usually we see the opposite. Communities not unified. Communities at war with each other. And they go here. White males and just males in general being manly and in leadership positions. We see them usually as weak. You look at the MCU, for example. How come it's the white males who are almost always the jokes? Ant-Man is a joke who's laughed at and you cannot respect. Star-Lord is the same type of character as Ant-Man. You laugh at him, you cannot respect him. They made Thor in his new movie a joke as well that you laugh at. They made the Red Guardian in the Black Widow movie. They made him a joke as well. If you watched Bucky and the Winter Soldier, they turned Bucky, who was this hardcore assassin, they made him a wimpy character who's not manly, who gets basically pushed around. They made Hawkeye, who was a tough, CIA, a type of black ops guy. Watch the first Thor movie. They made him into a wimpy guy who gets, basically outshined by a woman who took his gimmick. You see what I mean about the manly archetype not being respected? How they degrade it? They made Zeus. In the last Thor movie, they made him a complete fool. When Zeus historically is one of the most powerful gods, most feared. Watch Clash of the Titans, the original movie, to see some respect for how it should be portrayed. Here, feminine, good-looking women don't act masculine. Look at Captain Marvel. You notice all these women with short hairs. They act like a man. They don't want to look pretty. They don't want to look good. So basically, they're acting like men. The hero archetype intact. The role of the hero, the role in the journey of the hero, the struggles. You notice when they put a lot of these women into movies as the lead, they don't struggle really. They don't have that earning it, that they just automatically know how to fly the Millennium Falcon, even though there's no sign they've ever been in space before. They automatically can duel and hold their own, even though they've never had lightsaber training before. Where's the struggle? And firearms seen as bad, which is just about every Hollywood movie, and never shown as a means for protection or in a good sense. These top 10 things is what the liberals, which is what the media and the news has always been portrayed bad. I don't think that this brainwashing has not influenced a generation of children, because it has. So that top 10 alone was worth this video, so maybe I'll put it in 2 parts, which wasn't planned originally, but it's going longer than I thought. One interesting thing about this is while studios and merchandise companies are looking to split the market to appeal to different demographics, let's call it another market, the liberal market, could go harder into directions we've highlighted on this site in the past. which is what I said. They like to double down, right? The market is doing what it always does. It's searching for money. The problem is our current culture is splitting into two distinct groups, and there's no good way to unify it. As a result, companies are going to begin separating their offerings into conservative and liberal properties. Sure, there will be some brands like Mickey Mouse and stuff, and even some Star Wars that appeals to both sides. Surprisingly, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 did well, even though Jim Carrey against conservatives. But it had two things going for it. It's like people are overlooking the offensive narrative, or actor in this case. And you got to remember, Sonic, his best friend and surrogate dad, is a police officer who's presented in a very positive light. So are other police officers. So is the small town. The market won't work the same in Miami, New York, Nashville, or San Francisco. And that includes toys. And basically, the culture we're seeing today in this article is saying that it's affecting the toy sales, the culture, the things that are going on. Those top 10 points I read and that I made my observation about is everything that they are pushing to destroy our modern society. In other words, their hatred of the old world. They're pushing this agenda, and I think personally, just real talk with you, I think on those top 10s about the family not getting along, the man is portrayed as weak and not masculine, the not being patriotic, that the cops and the military is portrayed as bad, and all of this stuff that you always see in movies. I think when it comes down to it, that since they control Hollywood and the media, I would say like middle America, the heart of America, and a lot of states are not these liberal loons who hate this country. I think most people don't hate this country. Most people respect the military and what they do, respect police officers and what they do, not counting the small percent are bad. But you don't paintbrush everyone bad in an organization just because a small percent is bad. A lot of people like the top 10 and don't agree with Hollywood, but the problem is that small percent, maybe 20% up to 15, 20%, they control the industry, they control the society, and they keep pushing their viewpoint out because they got the money. And that's what they put in these movies. But if you talk to most people, I think most of their values are not into this stuff. And you could speak on it toy sales wise. Look at what sells in toys and look what does not sell in toys. And you get all of these liberal, all of these alphabet group, all of these everything pushing that's against America. You look at these movies. You look at the failure at Marvel toy sales on this woke crap. You look at the failure of Star Wars toy sales on this woke crap. You look at the results. People are not buying it. And why are they not buying it? Because they're not into this property. They don't like it. Did you know the She-Hulk series going on is possibly, if not one of the lowest rated MCU Disney Plus series? It's even lower than Ms. Marvel, which was itself very bad. People are not watching Ms. Marvel. People are not watching She-Hulk like you think. A lot of the MCU fans are just not paying attention to it. This stuff, the more they keep going double down on it, it's just people are not buying it. At some point, you gotta walk away. And I think a lot of people are just deciding it's not worth it. And that's my view on it, okay? The question is, can they brainwash the children to accept this and to grow up in this reality that they want to push? Or will our biology, our DNA, our moral value of knowing what's right and wrong, will that prevail? Or will their twisted views prevail long term? I guess we'll see, we don't know. But that's what they're pushing. They are pushing it to accept things that are not natural in many cases, that don't make sense, that are just wrong. And they want people to accept it. And I disagree. So that's the post. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, my friends, and I will talk to you later.